All right, Malcolm Ingram and
Yes, sir.
Sean Stanley.
Yes.
Congrats on your very entertaining documentary.
Thank you so much.
Phantom of Winnipeg. So, how did you guys learn about this scene in Winnipeg?
I read an article written by
Doug Carlson.
Doug Carlson, who he was one of the original guys who created the Phantom Palooza, and he, after doing it, wrote this article and threw it up on the internet, and I came across it. It was like a beacon, and I read it, and at first I thought I was reading an Onion article. It was just like Winnipeg and Phantom Paradise, like, well, it just didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And then the more I looked into it, I was like, oh, is this real? And then I contacted Doug, and basically I kind of like talking to him about it. I was like, this is a fascinating story.
And Doug is from Winnipeg, and he was one of the people, the original people that experienced this phenomenon when it happened.
Jeez Louise. So, Kevin Smith is really funny in this documentary.
Yes, he is.
And you have a bit of a relationship with him.
I do.
And I was just wondering, can you tell us kind of what he's like off camera? Is he always cracking jokes?
Kevin's the smartest guy in the room at all times.
Yeah, I bet.
Kevin's a very intelligent person, and he's very funny. I mean, he's not. I mean, the funny thing is, the irony is, he's known for playing Silent Bob, but he's the most erudite guy that I know.
Right.
But it's. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's the way. But he's the smartest guy in the room at all times.
Very cool. So, how was working with Paul Williams?
Oh my God, a dream come true.
Getting to hear Paul Williams sing
Yeah.
last night, now that's a dream.
That was very cool.
No, like he ended our Q&A singing Rainbow Connection. I was just like, goodbye. That's enough. But no, but Paul Williams is just such a legend. And he's so steeped into our psyche. Like he's plugged into kind of like the popular zeitgeist. Like it's just like Bugsy Malone, Rainy Mondays, like Evergreen, the Rainbow Connection, like Smoking the Bandit. Like he's just this touchstone to, in my life, some incredibly formula. Like it's all in my bones, that kind of stuff. So you're literally you're working with an icon, which is a very weird. I've dealt with a lot of celebrities and stuff like that, but dealing with someone like an icon, it was insane. Like the whole time, the only word is you just felt really humbled and privileged to kind of have the opportunity that he would allow us to kind of give us his time to kind of share his experience with the Winnipeg experience.
And to get the Paul Williams seal of approval on the movie, I mean, what more can we ask for? He tells great stories, like that first one where his intro, where he's just like, "I'm on Hollywood Squares," like I'm living the time of my life.
Right.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
I mean, if Paul Williams if Paul Williams wasn't going to be in the movie, there's no movie. Like he was the one person we had to get. And if Paul Williams didn't like the movie, we might as well just throw it out, right? I mean, so yesterday was very nerve-wracking because we were sitting in the back and I saw him come in at the right as the credits were starting, and I was like, oh, this is it. Like, he's gonna watch it. So that added a different level, but he
It's
didn't
nice to
leave.
see him get the love. The audience loved the Paul Williams.
What's not
stuff.
to love? But I mean, that's the thing. Like to see, to watch it with him was incredibly stressful, but so rewarding.
And a big part is because of his relationship with Winnipeg.
Right.
That's why.
Which is so inspiring. I mean, that's a guy who that's a genuine man. That's a genuine human being. Like
Yes.
he literally, he cares about the people of Winnipeg. He gives them some incredible. He literally, in the movie, he points from like his Grammy win with Daft Punk to Winnipeg. He's so generous with his own, with his awards and stuff. He's like, I will give this, this award that I got, I will actually attribute it to my relationship with Winnipeg. I mean, what an incredibly generous thing to do.
That is very generous. And anyone who works with Kermit the Frog is obviously good people.
Kermit the Frog and Daft Punk. I mean, he's all over the place.
Kermit the Frog and Daft Punk.
That's a man who's he's zeitgeist. That's the only word for him. He's a real zeitgeist guy.
Cool. Okay, so why is it that Phantom of the Paradise resonated with Winnipeg so much?
I mean, the thing about it is, it becomes less important why, and it becomes more important that it did. It did happen. Like that's the kind of revelation. It's just like it happened at a time and place where it couldn't happen today, right? With the internet and stuff, that stuff doesn't happen anymore. This kind of wonderful community that found this movie And these people were true fans of the movie. Like they're not coveting. They want to share it. They want everybody to see it. Like I think there's two kinds of fans. There's the fans that kind of covet things and they're just kind of like, and then there's the ones that just want to share. And I think the Winnipeggers
want to share.
They want to share it. They want to share the love.
Yeah,
that's groovy. All right, so
and rock and roll.
Okay,
and rock and roll.
The Winnipeggers love the rock and roll, and
right.
Phantom has great rock and roll, so that's got to be part of it.
So I'm sure this is kind of like picking one of your favorite kids or something. But who's your favorite Fandom fan from Winnipeg?
I don't have a favorite, but I definitely, having watched the movie as many times as I have, there's certain parts that come out, or as Malcolm would say, tickle you. And
no, tickle pink. They tickle me pink.
No, but certainly like one recently that always kind of gets me is the guy who's making the masks.
Yeah,
and he has to talk to a translator in Japan. So and then of course he has the great line where he's talking about in Japan they have a term for people like him. It's otaku, which he says in a negative way means super nerd, and everyone kind of laughs. But then he's like, and then I married that woman. So like the movie. He finds his wife across the world who has no interest in this movie because of this movie. And I thought, it's always a story that I'm like, oh, it's fantastic. And of course, Craig rocking out in the basement always is amazing.
Yeah, the beginning, which we stole from Ladies and Gentlemen, the Rolling Stones.
That's true.
Craig's energy, like Sharon's, like
Michael,
passion.
Failing grade 5, that I owe something.
Yeah, like. I literally, like any parent, but I'm certainly not saying I'm a parent to these adults, but like I couldn't pick. Like they're all they made us look good. Like
everyone in the film has their own story. The tattoo guy, whatever.
Yeah.
And each one, I like something different about all of them. Yeah, it's true. It's hard to pick a favorite.
Like I mean, like the movie. They made our jobs seemingly easy just by being by being who they were. And it's so easy. A film like this could go off in a direction of like seeming like you're making fun of people's passions and stuff. But being fans of stuff ourselves, I mean, I think we understood. I understand what it's like to be a fan of something. I understand what it's, so that kind of really helped us make it. Like being fans of things ourselves, like huge fans, nerds.
Yeah. That's a solid segue. I was wondering, since you guys are filmmakers, was there a movie when you were like 7 or 8 years old that you just latched onto and it was like you watched it obsessively? Do you have your maybe not?
I can't answer this question without angering him.
Oh no!
What were you gonna say?
I can't. I don't even know.
Just go for it.
What are you gonna say?
You gotta anger him.
When I was a kid, every day one summer, after I found it, I watched Point Break.
Okay.
That doesn't anger me. I like that movie.
I watched. I
like
obsessed
Point Break.
every single day.
Every
single day for an entire summer. I watched Point Break.
Oh my god!
I would say like my first obsession was like Divine.
Oh, nice, John Waters.
Yeah, like I saw Polyester when I was like way too young. Because I had Scratch and Sniff stickers. Because Scratch and Sniff stickers were making fun. And I was like, I want to see the movie. Like, of course you're a kid, so you ride your bike to the theater, and like it wasn't restricted in Toronto. It was like adult entertainment. So I bought a ticket, like 12 years old, riding my bike, and all of a sudden Polyester, and I'm just like, and I just saw Divine. I was a fat kid, and I was just like, oh, this I like it, and it really Divine empowered me. Like, but I would say that Divine is my, it's still to this day I would say that Divine is my Phantom.
Okay, groovy. Okay, so one thing that I like about this movie is it doesn't show like being obsessed with the movie as something like socially reprehensible. So you know what I mean? Like you can easily just like be making fun of these people or judging kind of like this obsession that these people have.
Sure.
So
but we live in such. Sorry.
We live
in such a fan base culture now, though.
Right.
That, like literally, like the funny thing is like in the fight, jocks versus nerds, the nerds won. The nerds rule the world. Like that's the world we live in. We live in a world of fan culture. Like Star Wars, Marvel, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
This is just literally like you could apply people's passion for Star Wars and Marvel. You can to fan. Fandom is universal. We all understand it. We all know what it is. So essentially, like thankfully, thank Christ we don't live in a world where people point fingers and laugh at people for being fans of something. Now it's celebrated, And I think that one of the wonderful things about it is that, like, as a filmmaker, I'm very much drawn to kind of misfit communities. I'm very much a misfit myself. And I just think that the wonderful thing always about fandom is it makes people feel they belong to something.
Okay.
And it really brings people together. And like in this case of Winnipeg, it really, really does. It brought these people together. Some people who kind of like would be perceived as outsiders, like literally they become a gang. And they like seeing everybody last night from Winnipeg, like it was just kind of a gang of fans that were just having a great time with their passion. It was a wonderful, and to be a part of that, to actually like be the filmmakers that kind of get to carry the flame of this story, like what a privilege, what an honor.
Absolutely. It was a fine line, though, and certainly when I set out to make this film, I did not want anyone to. I don't want it to be a film where you laugh at.
Yeah,
like,
no.
I don't want it to be a disparaging thing by any means. And there's a very human story with everyone, and I hope that comes out, and I hope you get to laugh with these people and enjoy it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, if you guys could live within one movie or one movie like universe, what would it be?
Phantom of Winnipeg. No,
Okay.
I could live in any
movie. Interesting question.
Not bad, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you this.
That feels interesting.
To answer my own question, I would say the Andy Sedaris world. That's what I would say.
Okay.
Hard ticket to Hawaii and all that. That'd be amazing.
Oh.
Be a Molokai.
This is so weird as a gay man to say, but I want to live in like Russ Meyer's universe.
Oh.
That's such a weird
good.
thing but it's just like, because like his movies are innately queer. Like essentially, there's something really queer. I mean, it's all about big breasts and stuff, but there's a queerness to his movies.
Okay.
I would, but John Waters' world is too vile. You don't want to live in that world. I would say
happily live in an alternate world.
Ooh.
An alternate world would always be interesting.
Nashville would be cool.
California split, baby.
Or any world
California split, I could live in any Friday night, Saturday night, Monday night, Tuesday night.
Or I want to live in like Chris Hemsworth's world.
Thor, right?
Because he's hunky.
Fat Thor, maybe?
Huh?
Fat Thor? That would be...
Fat Thor?
you
No, I
didn't
like
see Endgame?
Oh, no.
I didn't see Endgame. No.
Spoiler.
My bad.
Well, no. It's this is the Marvel's not my, and it's just like, look, and I don't. I'm the asshole. I saw Endgame. Like I didn't see Endgame. I saw the first one, and I was just like, I don't get it. Like I just didn't understand the whole thing, and I loved that everybody else did. I actually when it opened, I actually went on Wikipedia and read. I just read what happened like in Endgame.
Oh.
And I never saw it.
Oh, okay.
So I never saw it, but I know there's Fat Thor.
You know about that? Okay, so I don't feel like a
But I don't know. I like
Chris.
I like Chris Hemsworth just the way he is. Thank you.
All right. Well, Malcolm Ingram and Sean Stanley, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Boom. Pound it. All right.
Thank you.